So come to your mat, sit, and let's do a little bit of breath work and settling. Quite a quick settling today. So find your sit bones, find that connection with the ground, have a little wiggle to really feel the difference. You will feel it when you're sending all your weight down into your sit bones. And let's put hands on knees and a lean back and a lean forward, getting a little bit of warming up in the hips. So we're just moving backwards, moving forwards, and moving your spine how you feel moved to move your spine. If you want to curl it and roll it, go ahead and do that. If you feel rather that you would like to just hinge at the hips, do that. And feel that change in pressure in your sit bones as you roll forwards and backwards on and off them. You'll get to the point where you are completely off your sit bones and then back and then off them again. And then let's do a little bit of movement from side to side. So we're going to be pushing the left shoulder in, right shoulder out, and using the arms here. This is a very, it feels like one of those luxurious movements that you kind of really push into and find that slightly delicious stretch. Oh, especially in the mid-back and around the ribs, which don't get an awful lot of attention in the everyday. So we're just moving around here and opening up a little. And then let's roll the shoulder. Again, another one of those lovely movements. And here, notice that you are moving your whole spine like a tree waving in the wind from left to right. As you move your shoulders round, your spine is also moving, and you might want to take that movement up into your head. So that would be left ear coming down, right ear coming down. And then change. If you were rolling your shoulders one way, roll them the other way. And you might be getting some crunks and clicks and noises. Just noticing. And then start to slow that down a little. And I'm going to incorporate the breath and the arms. So take your arms out to the side. Take an exhale to start. Inhale. Arms are stretching out to the sides as much as possible. When you get to the top, turning your hands outwards and exhale. So stretch your arms so much here that you feel it in your elbows. Inhale, arms are coming up. Exhale, arms are coming down. Inhale, arms are coming up. And exhale, so you're pushing the air away and down. Spine is long here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, matching the movement to the breath. Leaving your shoulders where they are if you can. Exhale. Pushing those fingers away from each other. Shoulders are strong, back is long. Moving at your own pace now. Let it fit your breath perfectly. Relaxing your head and your jaw here, if you can. This time, as you take your arms up, we're going to be looking up. Opening up the chest, lifting the sternum. Taking the arms out as you bring your arms out to the side. So with every out breath, we're going to be lowering the chin, but not curling the spine. And going at your own pace. For this next round, the next 2 rounds, add in a little bit of a stop on full for as long as you can. And the same on empty as long as you can. So you're turning it into a dynamic beautiful moving 4-part breath. In the pauses where you are either fully full or fully empty, see if you can find a little internal stillness just there in that point. And if there's room for that thought in your head, and finding your sankalpa for your practice. And make that the last one. Here we go. Let's roll the wrists, sending the arms forward, which should feel really nice. And then the other way, nice big, luxurious movements of the wrists there. Interlacing your fingers and pushing your palms out in front of you. And see if you can take that movement to feel like you're taking your shoulder blades away from each other. Excuse me. Oh dear. So pushing your hands away, taking your shoulder blades away from each other. Rounding in your back a little here, maybe sending your mid back out if that feels good. And not if it doesn't. And then coming back up and relaxing your hands. And this time we're going to shake them as if you're just shaking off some water droplets. And start in the beginning in the front, out to the sides. Raising your energy a little here. And then clasping your hands together, bringing them into heart center and squeezing your fingers into each other as much as possible so that you are clasping incredibly hard, pushing the base of your hands together as well, and release. Okay, a little bit on feet now, so let's come up into a squat. I was going to do that with feet extended. Actually, let's make this a bit more fun. So we are up on toes, so nicely up on toes, thighs to your chest as much as possible. And this is going to be a little bit of a balance posture, so if you feel like it, taking your hands off, leaving them handy so that you can stabilize yourself if you need to, but putting all your focus into your toes here. And if this doesn't work for you, if it's uncomfortable, then coming into whichever version of squat does work and does feel the most suitable for you for today. Always fitting your practice to suit what is, not forcing what it is that you would like. And with that comes essentially a deep acceptance of the body, of who you are, of where you're at. When we can fully accept that, we can delight in adapting, delight and enjoy finding solutions to suit us, and feel a deep sense of gratitude and happiness for that ability and that perception, and being able to be at peace with that. And then hands to the floor, bringing your feet a little out to the side. Because if you think about it, if we are pushing our body, we're moving from side to side here. So mobilizing the hips and the knees and the ankles. So staying low, supporting yourself with your hands, and just enjoying that movement. So we are supporting here so that we are not putting a lot of stress and strain into the movement. So if we truly accept who we are and how we are, then adapting our practice feels good, feels easy. There's no resentment or anger or disappointment there. But if we essentially don't feel happy and accepting of where we are, then having to make adjustments will bring up those feelings. So if you're feeling those feelings, it's a really nice signpost to have a look at how you feel about yourself and make some, just bring in a little bit of gratitude because you're amazing. Why wouldn't you feel absolutely happy and delighted and wonderful to be you? So making that movement a little bit longer and wider, and maybe coming up onto the toes again if it suits you. So looks like nothing much is happening. A lot of strength and flexibility required here. So enjoy it, going side to side. And then we're going to come into Parigasana, gate leg pose. So first, we're going to pop the right knee down, right foot out behind, and then we're sliding the left leg out to the side. Sliding the leg out and coming back. So come to the position where your hip is above your knee and the left leg is out, toes are pointing forward for now. Just check your torso, check how you are holding your body, crown of the head up towards the ceiling, shoulders soft, and let's take that left hand to the left leg and we're sliding down. Come to where works for you. I was lifting a heavy plant pot yesterday and I've done a little click in my back on that side, so I'm not going to move very far there today. Just going to that pain point and staying there. And if you'd like to, extending that right arm up. And remembering to breathe. If you feel you have your balance, you can close your eyes. And if you wish to come over a little bit more, maybe you want to extend that right arm over to the side and find some more stretch. So we're looking for the stretch without thrusting that right hip out to the right side. Engage your pelvic floor. This is one of those asanas where we can unconsciously be pushing against the pelvic floor. Engage and lift instead. And then we're going to lift to come out. Nice and slow. Take your hands to the floor. And let's swap. Bringing the left knee down and under. Extending the right leg up. Nope. Somebody else coughing as well there. So right leg is out to the side. Toes are pointing forwards. And just check that you're not swinging your hips out to the left or to the right. They're just stacked nicely above that knee. Well, the left hip is above the left knee anyway. And then the same. Right hand, right leg this time. Sliding down. Finding where works for you. And then lifting the left arm up, reaching up. Find that stretch around your hip, maybe under your arm, your ribs. Remembering to breathe. And then we're going to take that left hand a little over, if it works. Reaching over to the left side. And again, pelvic floor reminder. Holding in the stretch here. Just for a little bit longer. And then reaching up to come out. And bringing your hands back to the floor, bringing your right knee in. And bringing yourself to Balasana. So you can send the arms forward, send the hips back. Extend your body over your thighs. And relax. Soften. And stretch. Keep your arms dynamic here, keep them reaching forward. Find that little bit of softness in your back, thighs, belly. And here's a lovely opportunity to take 3 really slow and steady deep breaths.
Seeing how much you can extend that out breath. Each out breath may be a fraction longer than the one before. And looking forward now, coming into a tabletop position. So we do come to tabletop quite frequently, especially at the beginning of the practice, because the way we lead our lives, I think we don't quite necessarily do enough for our spine. So let's come into cat and cow and go at your own pace here. Add in the breath. Remember, you're always exhaling as you come in and inhaling as you open out in the chest and the belly. That's it. Nice. And widen the shoulders. Give yourself some space. Why do we come to cat-cow so often? Because this movement for the spine is such a wonderful movement to do. If we could all do this every day, it would be a wonderful thing. That gentle articulation of the spine. One more round. So that's a cat and a cow. Combo and coming back to level. We're going to tuck the toes under and come into downward facing dog. So sending your hips up. And here we are enjoying our inversion, first inversion of the day, perhaps. A little bit of a sway. So let's keep this one dynamic. Let's move the hips from side to side. Move as you feel moved. So if you want to bend the knees, you're going to be alternating or perhaps bending both knees at the same time. But push the floor away with your arms and give yourself that lovely length all the way from your wrists to your hips. Straightening the back, allowing your head and neck to be at rest here. So if you're feeling any tension in the back of the head, now's a good time to give the head a shake. So let's shake hello, yes, and no, 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 thank you very much. And shake the head from side to side. And the hips are up towards the ceiling. So taking your heels now down towards the mat and pushing back. Getting your Achilles stretch, finding that back of the leg long stretch, getting right in there. Shoulders are wide, arms are strong. And then we're coming forward, so look forwards and coming into a high plank. Nice high plank. Now push the floor away. This is where the mid-back takes a few millimeters of movement up towards the ceiling. You'll feel that engagement in your upper arms, especially. Engaging your core. And pushing back into your heels, so taking your heels out behind you. Engaging your belly, lifting the pelvic floor. We're going to come into low plank, forearm plank. Taking yourself down to the mat, one side and then the other, or coming down to the mat and then coming back up again, whatever works better for you. Taking your right fist in towards your left elbow. We're coming into side plank, Vashisthasana. We're going to turn ourselves over to lift the left arm up. So we're balanced on the right forearm on the mat. Feet are either stacked or take one foot in front of the other. So you have a broader base for balance. It just depends on how you're feeling today, what's going on for you. Again, noticing, again, adapting, again, finding your peace.
Here, pushing the floor away with our elbows, so we're not collapsing into that left shoulder. Keeping some engagement in the glutes, lifting the pelvic floor, head and neck along. And then we're going to swap round, excuse my back, to come to the other side. So again, long in the body here, lifting that right arm up towards the ceiling. Hand on the floor, so that's your left hand, either flat to the floor or in a fist. Squeeze your glutes, lift your pelvic floor, and don't hold your breath. Nice and strong here, and we're coming out, so we're going to take the right hand back down. Bring your knees and your hips to the mat. Extend your arms out, keeping them folded. Taking one forearm on top of the other, and you know what's coming next. Crocodile. So lengthen through your body first. You might want to pull, lift your chest, and then extend down to bring yourself into rest in crocodile. And when you're in your crocodile, in your mackerel, allow your feet to be at ease here. Relax your feet, relax your thighs. Then that sort of wave of softness going all the way up your body, into the back of your neck. And relax. Enjoy this little bit of softness here, because we're going to be coming up into some balance movements. So tucking your toes, bring your hands either side of your chest, and peeling away, coming up now back into plank again. So we were here just a short while ago. Set yourself up exactly how you were before. So a little bit of engagement in the fingers, pushing the floor away, engage your pelvic floor. And then sending your hips up towards the ceiling, stepping your feet in a little to come back to downward facing dog. Find your downward facing dog, stretching, lengthening through your body. And then looking to your hands, we're going to raise the back right foot. Both feet are at the back, so they're just the right foot. And then step it forward. So stepping your right foot forward between your hands and coming up into warrior one. Sinking your hips nice and low, shoulders are wide, send your chest forward, raise your head a little, give yourself some space. Sinking the hips. And then swooping your arms down to your sides, straightening your right leg, turning to face forwards. And let's come to the same warrior one on the left side. Dropping the hips, raising the arms, lengthening through that back leg. Your right leg lovely and strong, left leg lovely and strong. Dropping your hips down, lifting your sternum, giving yourself some space in the chest. Holding here. And then swooping your arms back down, straightening your leg, coming back to center, hands to hips, and a halfway fold, only halfway. From halfway, lengthen through the back of your neck, so your gaze will be at the floor, shoulders are wide. So focus here on the backs of your legs. Feet are parallel with the short ends of the mat. Toes are pointing forwards. Give yourself a little bit of a lift around your knees. Lift your sit bones. Lengthen through your spine. And then we're using all that lovely strength in the legs to come slowly up, back all the way. And we're turning the right toes out to the narrow end of the mat and keeping that length in the hips aligned with the long end of the mat. Arms are up and we're coming into our warrior two if you haven't guessed already. So shoulder is where your chin is aiming towards, just to be floating above, and then bending the right knee. You might have to change the alignment of your legs. It might not be quite the right distance for you. Go ahead and do that if you need to do that. Dropping a little lower if you need to drop a little lower. And here we're going to take the right elbow down to the right knee. Have that lovely lean. This is one of my favorite things in yoga, to be honest. Left arm comes up to find the diagonal shape there. And then settle in. Use your arm here. The right arm, right shoulder, right knee, right ankle. Nice solid foundation. So drop your hips. At the same time, we're reaching with the left. So both parts of the body, sides of the body, all parts and both sides, dynamic and active. And then we keep the legs exactly where they are. Take the left arm down, right arm comes up, sliding down the left leg now and reaching up. Maybe even leaning back if you wish. Breathing. And then lifting to come up, straightening the right leg, stepping those toes forward, left toes go out to the narrow end. Check where your hips are, still aligned with the long end of the mat. Taking your arms out, chin to your left shoulder, bend your left knee. Warrior two, left side. Engage your pelvic floor, soften through your shoulders. Can you drop your hips a little lower? Remembering to breathe. And then finding the left thigh, left elbow connection before bringing the right arm over. Beautiful. Remembering to breathe. Not holding your breath here. Really feeling that movement in your hips, the strength you have in your hips. Thinking about boosting that circulation. And then leaving the legs where they are if you can. Right arm comes up, left arm comes up. Left arm is up towards the ceiling. Right arm to your right leg. And of course, the smile on your face. And we're not staying here for very long, lifting up to come out, straightening both legs. This time, Prasarita Padottanasana, full fold. And letting go of any tension in your head, your neck, your spine. Coming into whatever version of Prasarita Padottanasana you prefer. And maybe finding a little movement in the hips here. It may be the most tiny movement, but you'll feel it if you want to sway your hips gently from side to side. Remembering to keep a little bit of a bend in the knee.
And taking your hands to the mat, walking your feet in. So we will come to an easy forward bend, Uttanasana. Staying here with your back relaxed, head completely at ease, feet strong, legs are long. Remembering to breathe. We have one more standing asana, then we're coming down back to the mat again. So we're uncurling here. Well, uncurling is probably the wrong word. We're coming into chair pose. So we are uncurling, but not with some roundness. We're uncurling with straightness. So coming into that nice strong chair posture. Remember the lower back. Send it out. Sitting back in that imaginary chair with those strong thighs, engaged calves. Finding the floor with your feet, staying balanced left to right. Arms lifting. Gaze forward. And then coming down to a squat. Finding your balance. Coming to a little quietness. Maybe here's the time your intention comes to your mind. And then taking your hands to the mat and knees to the mat. So we are going to come into Ustrasana, not everybody's favorite asana, but very worthwhile. They all are, so I shouldn't single one out. You can be either on your heels or tuck your toes and slip yourself back. And we're going to lift away to give ourselves that space to find our ankles. So Ustrasana, we can come into it any number of different ways. Let's take the hands to lower back. Take the shoulder blades towards each other, lift the sternum, send the chest forward. With all these little movements, you're getting a little closer to your heels. And then send your hips forward, resting into your hands. Use your hands for your support here. And then we're going to take the left hand down, find the left heel. If this is where you're at and this is good for you, you can stay here. If you'd like to, you'll find the right heel with your right hand. And then you can send your hips forward and just forward and drop your head back. If you are just on the left side, now's the time to switch, come to your right side. And then to come out, we can take the hands forwards to the belly, stretch the feet out, take the knees wide and stretch forward into Balasana. Bring your forehead down to the mat. And not too much stretching forward here. Maybe take your elbows out to the sides. Bring your thumb or your thumbs to touch each other and your index finger, making a diamond shape on the floor. Elbows to the sides. Forehead down towards the floor or on the floor. Softening through your pelvis here if you can, and through your shoulders. If you find that you can't breathe so well in this posture, you can always take your hands to make a pillow for your forehead.
Now drawing up, which is a shame. I feel like I could have stayed there for quite a long time this morning. So extending your legs out, holding on underneath your thighs and coming into that lovely lazy boat. Let's come to lovely lazy boat. We love a lazy boat. Holding on, legs are up. And if you want to, if you're feeling in the mood for it today, you can take your hands away from each other and just have them floating to the side. If you feel cozy and comfortable where you are, stay where you are. And then extending back, coming into lying on your mat, knees pulled into your chest, a little bit of a rock from side to side. Finding all the bits that feel really nice here. Maybe it's across your sacrum, maybe it's even across a little lower than that, into the tops of your glutes, or maybe it's just around your lower back, your lumbar spine, or the points of your pelvis. And then they're going to take that into a lovely twist. So we haven't done much twisting today, so let's enjoy this spinal twist. Arms are out to the side or elbows out to the side. And we're going to take the knees over to one side. So whichever side you wish to go there first. And remember to take your head in the opposite direction so you get all of your spine into that little twist. Do you have any tension in your thighs that you can let go of? In your shoulder blades? Maybe even in your feet, in your tongue, your jaw, the back of your head, your hands. Just checking around the whole of your body. And bring yourself head back to center, knees across your chest, and over to the other side. So exactly the same, but on the other side. And this very soft spinal twist is a good time to notice and to check what's going on with your back, your shoulders, your hips. And if things are feeling the same on both sides. Remembering to breathe slowly and deeply. And then bringing your head back to center, bringing your knees back to center, giving yourself a nice hug and bringing yourself briefly into Shavasana, giving yourself space to stretch out and relax. Relaxing your entire body. Sending your attention around your whole body. Reminding yourself of your sankalpa, your intention for your practice today. And then gathering yourself back together. Bringing your attention to your heart center as you roll to your right side. Coming to lie on your right side. And taking a deep inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, keeping that space. Coming up to sitting. Bringing your hands to heart center. And let's rub the hands together with a nice big inhale. Cup them over your eyes with the exhale, opening your eyes into that space. Taking another big inhale. And with the exhale, floating your hands back to heart center and namaste. Remember to be full of gratitude for everything that you have and everything that you are. And thank you for your lovely energy and your lovely practice today.